Well, so I've been pretty much in and out of church my whole life. My grandparents, my grandmother, on my dad's side, she was, she went to church a lot, and she would take me to church and stuff. And I was young, and I was a rebellious kid who used to do stupid things. Fast forward in a lot of debauchery in teenage years or whatnot. But when my wife and I got together, her and my grandmother got real close, and so she started going to church, and kind of got into church more. And I finally, went ahead and started going, and it was okay for a while. But the churches that we went to, just never really fit. It was, I guess I would see, hypocrisy pretty quickly. And I mean, not that I was any kind of clean Christian or anything by any means. I was not at all. But it's like I go to this place and I look at these people like, leaders in a church, and I expect them to be a certain way, and then when they're not, and I hear them gossiping about people or talking bad about people that are right there in the church, and it just kind of would throw me off, so I never really, we kind of went back and forth, and then I finally just fell out of it altogether. Yeah, we were, when Jacob put out the thing about needing some help around the house, and Chris and Roger and all the guys, and showed up over there, and a bunch of guys showed up, and I mean, I don't remember everybody's name, but I mean, one of them came with a tractor and a bush hog and like graded the driveway and bush hog and stuff, and it was really cool. And I got to cook for them and feed them and stuff and sit down and have conversations with them, and and it was like, just for the first time, a bunch of guys who were like me, you know what I mean, but from a church and doing good things, and and it's funny because my wife and I had just started watching The Chosen. Okay, so we're watching that, and then that happens, and then and then like we kind of came to church, and I'm like, well, man, this is they kind of had an impact on me, and I was like, well, yeah, let's go, and I didn't expect to come here and keep going to church or whatever, I was still like, I don't really care about church, and we came that first Sunday, and it was just like, it just clicked, man. I mean, we left here, and I was like, man, I could do that. I could do that again. I feel like my whole life, my entire life, no matter where I was at in my life, no matter what I was doing, I always knew God existed. I always knew there was a God. I always knew it. I always knew I was full of crap, basically. I always kind of figured one day I would come around. I'm a worker. And I mean, I always have been. That's how I was raised. My grandfather, my dad. I mean, my father and I didn't have a great relationship because he was an alcoholic, and wasn't really around a lot. But one thing he did give me is work ethic. And I mean, because you worked, you know what I mean? So I'm a worker. I like to do things. I like to, I don't want to just be a guy that just sits around and does nothing, I like what they do here. I like the way this church helps people and like takes care of the community and its members and whatever, and just I've seen, it's like the best way I can explain it as far as like why I like it here so much. Through every church I've ever been to in my life, for all the things that didn't work out and whatever, this church, these people are the truest representation of Christ that I've ever seen. That's why I watching The Chosen at the same time while we were started coming here. It was like I looked at my wife one night and I'm like, wow, man, like this church is the truest representation of what Christ was. I mean, look at, we're like literally watching it on the screen, I mean, these people are flawed, broken, that's his disciples. It's the people he called. Every church I've ever been into before stays away from people like that. I just always was like, man, that just didn't seem right. to me? I mean, just keep looking, man. Keep plugging away, because it's there, you know. I mean, the Lord is the same, you know, always, everywhere. You know, Jesus is the same. He don't change, you know. So just find the right place that works for you, and this works for us. I've just really enjoyed it. I mean, we're brand new. I haven't done hardly anything, but I mean, the time that I've been here, the guys I've been around, I mean, it's been a great experience. It makes me want to come to church.